Imagine this. It's the 1950s. You live in a quiet village deep in the jungle. Life is simple, and you sleep soundly each night with your cat curled up beside you. But then, something changes. First, planes come and spray the skies to fight off buzzing mosquitoes. Then, your cat disappears. Soon, the village is full of rats, chewing through food, spreading sickness, and taking over everything. And then, one day, you look up, and you see parachutes falling from the sky. What's inside? Believe it or not, cats. Welcome to Believe It or Not, the show where weird is real and the truth is stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Bryan, and today's story is about a real government plan to drop cats from airplanes to save a village. Yep, you heard that right. Let's jump into Operation Cat Drop. This real-life story happened in Borneo, a large island in Southeast Asia. Back in the 1950s, the Dayak people in a remote village were struck by a malaria outbreak. The World Health Organization, or WHO, tried to help by spraying insecticide, specifically DDT, to kill the mosquitoes spreading the disease. At first, the plan seemed to work. Mosquitoes died off, and malaria cases dropped. But then, things got weird. The DDT also poisoned small insects, which were eaten by geckos. Those geckos were eaten by cats. And soon, many of the cats in the village died from the poisoned food chain. And without cats, the rat population exploded. The rats spread diseases and started destroying food supplies. The cure had created a whole new crisis. So, what did the villagers do? They asked for help, and the British Royal Air Force stepped in with a strange solution. Operation Cat Drop. That's right, they parachuted live cats into the jungle. Over 14,000 cats were flown in and dropped from the sky in little boxes with parachutes. Once they landed safely, the cats went to work, hunting rats and restoring balance. Believe it or not, the plan worked. The rats were brought under control, and the village returned to normal. The cat drop was one of the weirdest, but most effective disaster responses in history. Now here are a few fun facts about Operation Cat Drop. This was one of the first times people realized that messing with nature, even with good intentions, can have a domino effect. Also, DDT, the pesticide used, was later banned in many countries for being too harmful to animals and the environment. The cure ended up being worse than the disease. Also, some of the parachuting cats got funny nicknames. Have you ever heard of a paratrooper? That's a soldier who jumps out of an airplane with a parachute. Well, these cute little cats were nicknamed paratroopers. It's so cute, isn't it? And finally, the crates that the cats were carried in were carefully designed to keep the cats safe during their aerial adventure. And reports say they landed just fine. So, would you ever think to solve a rat problem by dropping cats from the sky? Why do you think the original plan to kill mosquitoes caused even more problems? And what does this story teach us about the environment and how all living things are connected? Now, Operation Cat Drop might sound funny, but it's also a reminder when humans interfere with nature, even with good intentions, there can be surprising consequences. The smallest change can affect the entire food chain. And in this case, it started with a mosquito and ended with cats falling from the sky. I think this story shows the importance of thinking carefully about how everything in nature is connected, and how sometimes the weirdest ideas can turn out to be just what's needed. All right, that's it for our perfect adventure on Believe It or Not. So the next time you see a cat curled up on a couch or hear one chasing a mouse, just imagine that same cat parachuting into the jungle to save the day. Because believe it or not, it really happened. And join us next time for episode 37, where we'll meet a teenager who flew through the air and survived by grabbing a power line. It's one of the most shocking true survival stories ever told. Until then, keep wondering, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the truth is weirder than fiction.